Hello, everyone. I hope that you're doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha, and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm really grateful that you're listening, subscribing, and commenting. And I do welcome all the new subscribers that came in recently. I hope that you've been enjoying the videos. And as I said, if you have any questions, comment, and I will try to answer it in video format. In this one, I wanted to speak to you about worthiness, the sense of self-worth, the sense of self-esteem, the sense that you belong, that you're okay to be here, that it is okay that you are here, that you're not a waste of space, that you're not here taking up space uselessly, things like that, And I've done many videos about the fact that INFJs have a little bit of a hard time gathering that sense of self-worth, that worthiness feeling inside of them. It took me a long time to gather it for myself, at least. And I don't know, everyone is different, obviously, but it took me 20 plus years to get to a point where I said, yes, I am worthy just because I exist. I am here. Obviously, there's a reason why I'm here. Obviously, the universe took a lot of pains to put me onto this planet. There's a lot of things that had to come together for me to be here. So obviously there's a reason for it, and I am okay with it, and I don't feel bad for being here or taking up space, and I belong. I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm grateful, right? So it took me a long time to get to this point, and I think a lot of the reasons why I do these videos for INFJs, younger, older, wherever you are, is because I want you to understand yourself better, and then from that understanding gain this idea that yes, I'm worthy, I'm amazing, I'm awesome, I'm great. I don't need to worry about my existence, because it's really interesting. Most people will exist without questioning it. A lot of people, perhaps. Most people don't ask this question of themselves or of the creator or of the universe. They're not like, why do I exist, and is it okay that I exist, and is it okay that I'm not contributing anything? Do I need to do something in order to prove my existence is worthy? Most people exist and just are worthy in their existence just by the fact of their existence, right? Whereas INFJs have to do something, have to prove something, have to make something of themselves to be worthy of their existence, which is not true. Even if you just sat like a lump of rock and didn't do anything, you're still worthy, right? That's the whole idea behind this. And so I've been as I said, I've been doing a lot of work on this, years and years of work, and I do still notice that it is a fluctuating thing for me. Some days I feel very worthy to be here, and I'm really, wow, like, yes, I'm worthy, and I'm awesome, and I belong, and I'm great that I exist, it's awesome. And other days I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I really doing? Did I do anything today to contribute to this beautiful world? Is it okay that I'm here, taking up oxygen and food and resources? And so it does go back and forth. It doesn't go back and forth as much as it used to, but it is still a problem. And so what I have kind of developed is a technique that I use, and I call it practicing my worthiness muscle. Now, maybe someone else has used this term as well. It's just something that I use for myself. I don't know who or where I got it from, but it's just something that I do constantly, is that I'm practicing my worthiness muscle, because it is a muscle. It needs practice, because if you don't use it, it becomes flaccid, and then your worthiness feeling dissipates bit by bit. And so you have to constantly be building it up. It's like you're constantly putting wood into a fire, because without constant influx, the fire is going to die down. And the same thing with your worthiness muscle. If you do not constantly put in wood, which is your practices that you're doing, the self-worth practices, then your worthiness muscle will die or it will become very weak. And so there are many different practices you can do to build your worthiness muscle. There's loads and loads of things all over the world people do in order to make sure that their self-worth is high. And so I wanted to just share some of the things I do for myself, and I'm sure you have many things you do which are different from mine or similar. And if you want to share those in the comments below, you're more than welcome to. I'd love to hear from all of you about, what are your worthiness muscles, skills, or practices. And the first thing I try very hard to do, but I still try to do, is I try to make sure I don't ever skip a meal. I know it's a very simple thing, and most people are like, what, really? But it's very easy for me to skip meals, because I'm like, well, if I don't eat one day, one meal, it's not a big deal. And I used to skip meals all the time. I mean, I'd skip multiple meals. It was really bad for me, and I know that's really bad for me because I started getting hunger headaches, and I started feeling sick and nauseous. I started, just feeling terrible in general. And so now for me, the big thing, it's a very small thing, but it's a big thing for me, I never skip a meal. Even if I'm like, I'm not exactly hungry, because a lot of times my mind-body connection is not really valid. And so, I'll start eating and I'll realize, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. I didn't realize I was so hungry. So constantly, every single day, at the same times, every single day, I eat. At 8 a.m., at 1 p.m., and at 5:30, or 6, around that time, p.m. So those 3 times, I have to eat something, a meal. I have to eat a meal no matter what. And this is something that I do. And whenever I eat, I feel good about myself, and I'm taking care of myself. It's a very simple way to take care of myself, but it helps, right? Because I'm healthy and I'm happy, and I'm not getting a hunger headache, or I'm not feeling ill because of the fact that I'm not feeding myself regularly. The thing that goes along with it is drinking enough water. We always forget to drink enough water. This is something that we do. We forget that we're a body. And so I'm constantly, and I know this is something that you've probably seen me carry around, this is coconut water, but I usually have some kind of fluid liquid next to me. It might be tea, non-caffeinated, herbal usually, or water, usually water, or coconut water, something that I can just have in front of me, and usually I'll just glance over at it and be like, oh right, water, okay, and I'll take a sip, because otherwise I forget. I forget that I have to drink water. So those are 2 simple things that I do. Some other things that I have done and that I really enjoy is getting a massage weekly. I live in Asia, so I'm really lucky. Both Thailand and Bali are very good. Both Chiang Mai and Bali are very good because they have really cheap masseuses everywhere. And I used to get a massage in Thailand for $7 for an hour. Here I get a massage for about $12 an hour. And it's still like nothing, because in Canada, where I used to live before, it used to be $100 and $150 an hour. So I try to take advantage of it, and I try very much, I do forget sometimes, I try very much to get a massage at least once a week, at least, right? Some days when because I do work on the computer a lot, and I can feel my shoulders just really cranked up and stiff and tense, then I will try to get a couple of massages a week, but usually just one is what I manage, because I get busy and distracted. That's a big one for me, because I do notice that it just really boosts my self-esteem, my self-worth a lot, and it just feels really good. My body feels good, my mind-body connection is renewed, and I just feel relaxed, and it's a really good feeling. So I know it's probably really expensive where you are, but if it's not, or if you can afford it, I do highly recommend getting a massage a week. Another thing that I've started doing, and this is something new for me, because I don't know why I have a hard time with this, but I've started taking a lot of supplements. A lot, I mean 5 or 6 a day. And they're typical supplements, like curcumin, which is like turmeric, and like a multivitamin, and NAC, which is like the precursor to glutathione, which is it's an antioxidant we need. So not to get technical, but I've just started kind of taking supplements every single day, spirulina as well. And I just really noticed the sense of well-being in my body. My body feels healthy and happy, and it's not missing anything. My cravings are reducing. I feel and look, I can feel a difference in the way my skin looks. I look brighter, I feel brighter. And it is a little bit of an effort, because I have to remember to take it. And also, of course, I have to pay for these supplements, which are a little bit expensive, which is fine. But, to pay for these expensive supplements in itself is a big worthiness thing. It's am I worth it? Yes, you are. And I have to constantly tell myself that. And so buy them and then using them every single day, because it's very easy for me to forget and get distracted and be like, oh, well, yeah, I'll just skip today. And I really try not to do that. I'll just take them. I try to take them every single day. So that's a big one for me right now. Actually, it's really boosting my health, and the more my health gets boosted, the more I feel like, wow, my worthiness gets boosted as well. Because it's so, in general, INFJs are terrible at taking care of themselves and their health. So just the fact that you're taking care of yourself will really boost your self-esteem and make you feel worthy. And I know this has worked really well for me. Another thing that I've been really trying to do is going for walks or moving every single day. I know it's a very simple thing, but I do spend a lot of time on my computer, and I do spend a lot of time sitting, reading my mangas. And so just getting, 8 to 10,000 steps a day, it's very simple. It's not that much really even. I do yoga and everything, but I try to move, like walk every single day, because for some reason walking is a very soothing activity to the INFJ mind, or maybe it's just an ADHD mind thing, but I just feel very soothed after it. I feel like relaxed, and it just feels really good in general. So I really try as much as possible to not be lazy about it. I'll listen to an audiobook at the same time, so I don't feel like I'm wasting time. I'll do something else, or I'll just relax and look at nature if I'm walking outside, and that really feels good as well, right? And so, as you can imagine, all these things I'm mentioning are very simple, except for the massage. Are very simple things you can do right at home. Like, you don't have to do anything extra. You just kind of add it into your routine, or kind of think about it during the day, because you're trying to take care of yourself during the day. And the thing I want to mention is that it's not something that you do once a week or once a month. You're like, I'll just build it up and I'll just do one weekend of self-care. No, it has to be done every single day. And I know this is something that's a really hard concept, because you're like, well, I can just do it on the weekend. No, it builds up over time slowly, and it needs to be done every single day, bit by bit. You can't just, it's just like you have to eat every single day, right? You have to drink water every single day. Same thing with self-care. Have to do it every single day, bit by bit. You don't have to do hours and hours of it. Even half an hour, 15 minutes, 10 minutes of self-care every single day is important. And actually, for an INFJ, we need a lot more, because we do not take care of ourselves, and we don't take care of ourselves for years on end, and then eventually we're like, maybe I should start taking care of myself. And that's how I was, at least. Years and years, decades, I didn't take care of myself, and all of a sudden I look at myself and I'm like, I'm not doing so well health-wise and mentally in all these different ways. I really need to start taking care of myself. And so that's why I started adding all of these worthiness muscle practices. And so these are just some that I've added in. I haven't added all the different things I do, of course. There's other things like, eating delicious foods is a big thing for me. I really love, finding new restaurants and eating good foods. Riding around my motorbike, just exploring the city, is a big thing for me. I feel really good when I do that. Just making sure that I have a conversation with a friend or a family member every single day, it really helps as well. It can be just a text conversation, but just, staying connected with people. And so, as I said, everyone's going to have different ways that they're going to practice worthiness, that they're going to build their worthiness muscle. But I wanted to share this video with you because it's really important that you do so. No matter what age you are, no matter where you are in life, no matter what you believe your worthiness muscle is already like, you have to do it. You have to do it. And I know I'm being very, very dictatorial about it, but it really is very important. And so yeah, share your practices with us in the comments below. I'd love to hear from all of you, and let me know what you thought about this video, of course, and if you found it useful. And if you want more, tips on how to build your worthiness, let me know, and I will do other videos on it. Again, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate your time, your love, and all your care. And I shall see you in the next one. Bye.